Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Phoenix Wright. We are finishing up Case 2 right now. Uh, so I kind of lost my voice, not from doing this, but from going to a con a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, you can probably tell I still probably sound a little off right now, but I literally haven't been able to record for an entire week, so I'm hoping by now I've recovered enough to actually continue this because I don't want to fall too far behind on doing these recordings. So, if I do sound kind of strange or I start coughing or something, I apologize. We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetails and the mayor was Tenmataro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetails' veil. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenmataro at all. He was the amazing Ninetails. What's this? Boulder Dash! You best explain yourself, Justice Dodo. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetails, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetails she saw passed out. Even though unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent the Bell in disguise.
Silence!
The accused and the deceitful Dande are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence!
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetails, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought them coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the forbidden chamber. Then he returned to the fox chamber, slipped in some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then... the person who said I killed Alderman Kilby was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai! This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case! Ugh. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the forbidden chamber so he could drag the mayor back out into the fox chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetails the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenmataro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleepy mayor back into the fox chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales. Ah! This is madness! No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot! No one except a killer as insane as his plot, and I say for Aunt LaBelle more than qualifies. Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am! Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Hold it! You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection!
What do you mean? Well, as the mayor admitted to it yet. But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. What? Why, you would dare reveal the secret? My good friend, the alderman, told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth what with the superstitions, now would it? The truth behind Tenma Taro? What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it! Say, I am the amazing Ninetales! I dare you! Ah!
Objection!
Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth? Right! I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you've made up. So, what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless! Apollo! Don't you dare give up now! I know! Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetales or not? The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman Kirby was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself.
But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Tenmotaro. Ah, we're so close! I know it! The defense may cross-examine the witness. We are indeed very close to the end, and I hope I can do this all in one recording. So, we gotta press at the last statement. Hold it! Do not gaze upon Tenmotaro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say?
Exactly! Telling others that Tenmotaro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place.
And ruin coming to the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
Bingo! And that truth is, Tenmotaro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about.
Tenmotaro is a great fortune. Come to think of
it. Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
Could Tenmotaro actually be? Telling the villagers that Tenmotaro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the forbidden chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time.
Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed.
Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmotaro exists. That's why the secret must be protected.
As long as Tenmotaro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Well, he's in for a big surprise.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenmotaro exists.
Well, I got some good news or terrible news for you.
It doesn't.
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenmotaro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Tenmotaro no longer existed? What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmotaro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmotaro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Tenmotaro had been stolen?
Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous, moronic caretaker's godfather, no less. No! My beautiful golden Tenmotaro was...
The greed inspired by Tenmotaro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the Alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmotaro, for he said to me, the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenmotaro's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmotaro is a yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale land that would become Tenma Town, but drive the villagers mad with greed at that great fortune.
Bitter was their great field battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus, it was that the yokai Tenma Taro came to be. So Tenma Taro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenma Taro made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenma Taro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma Town would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenma Taro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Hold it! No! Don't do it! Please! No! Be gone, you demented demon! Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales, is indeed me! Ah ha 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 ha. Rubble rubble. And that means Jinxie.
Yes.
The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the fox chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetales mask?
That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Cubey that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's schemes. You may rest easy now, little Trixie. That monstrous deception is through. Ka-ha-ha! The true facts behind the case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Cubey, but Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! Ah! No!
Silence.
Justice Dono. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it would butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But... They're right! Let's see some evidence! Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Of course you do, silly. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence.
You do?
Of course. It's just a conclusive evidence we need too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice! Let's reveal the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all we all thought the Alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? Yes? Let's go with the mask. Oh, I know! The Amazing Ninetales mask! It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? White hair. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? LaBelle, of course. The white hair is LaBelle's! Oh right, that hair is Florent LaBelle's! Yes! Now that's what I call conclusive evidence! Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cuby. Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma, so... That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had such hideous white hair like that.
Silence.
It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Blackquill. It's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? Washed up by the side of the river? With that in mind. The last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Where's this stupid little thing? There we go.
Take that!
Ah! That's... What is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village river with the white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real life expose. Ah! The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. The DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby! You... peasant! How dare you! Ah! My profane! I'm going to exterminate you! Ah! Oh no! My makeup! Oh! The horrors! You talk too fast, LaBelle. I can't keep up. Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out? LaBelle speaking? I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me. $100 million? I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me! I'm done! preposterous! I, Simon Blackwood, defeated! Order! Order! Order in the court! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like the other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackquill, what have you done with Florent Labelle? The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenma Taro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale. Labelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus Labelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see, but what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. Labelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. Labelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such voracity. Too bad for him, someone else had gotten to it first anyway. I see. Very well then. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty! Confetti! Thanks for the confetti, Gumshoe, if you're still around. Court is adjourned.
That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetales Vale like you were some kind of exorcist.
There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. Labelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch Labelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetales' true identity himself.
Huh? But why?
Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetales. Had Labelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed.
Oh, I get it.
If the amazing Ninetales was killed, he died a hero, but if he was proven a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot.
A most excellent job clearing my name! A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval!
Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again?
Let this be of no concern to you!
How could it not concern me?
Tenma Taro, be gone!
Ah!
Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back!
Yes, it would seem Tenma Taro is no match for you. Haha.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie! Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling?
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Aww, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this.
Take that!
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
Dude, some signs.
Ninetales fail forever!
This is so anime, you guys.
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and the Ninetales Vale.
Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the merge is no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client. Just like you said.
Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me.
Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too.
Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time.
Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways.
Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this.
Calories? Huh, just let them try to stick on me.
Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldun's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go!
I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay! Thanks, boss! I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldun's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man.
That was our first case together. And it felt like nothing could bring us down after that.
Ugh, God, this is so slow.
The dark age of the law seems so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along. Right there, behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Thames Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come.
This is so corny! Who writes these lines?
Ah, and we're done, guys! We're done! Finally! Slightly over time, but it's okay. We're done! I can finally go to the next case! Which I'll see you guys in the next video for. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, like, and comment.